How are American taxpayer dollars being spent in Ukraine, and who is keeping an eye on it? Make certain that it lands where it was planned to go. Despite the destruction it has caused, it is still in. We've been considering what weapons will be used by Americans in Ukraine and what are they doing. Ukraine and the Ukrainians' armaments feel they must prevail in the fight against Russia. This is a tank from the 1980s. Somewhat dated technology. There are several instances where Ukrainians continue to use weapons that they took over the Soviet Union's legacy, mainly because Ukraine naturally became an independent country in 1991. At that time, since the Soviet Union fell apart, when we spoke for Ukrainians, it was essentially a given. It's virtually certain that they'll claim more weapons are needed, and we need them faster, after which they'll likely bring a list of particular items people want and the particular weapons. Sometimes the discussion hasn't altered, but radically altered. Now the real fun begins with regard to deciding the result you want. If the result is what we desire, Ukrainian victory, then you begin to consider what to do. They must triumph over capabilities. They must triumph. Ben Hodges, the general and Allied Forces commander in Europe, is a kind of legendary American general with extensive experience in the world's region's Brady fighting vehicles. Usefulness. We've always sought out the very finest. A conceivable infantry combat vehicle has some fire protection while maintaining speed. Sand, that's what Bradley is. Bradley is ensuring that. Bradley makes a backup offer to the troops. It is necessary for one to be able to do so during an attack when artillery is present in order to safeguard. Broadly speaking, shrapnel from artillery is clearly a direct shot, yet it covers against artillery and small arms fire. If you go back to the Cold War, as the United States became aware, war with the Soviet Union at the time would have significantly outnumbered, and therefore the main idea was to fight overwhelmed, outnumbered, and the only means, if you have more time, you can do that. A Soviet tank within your striking distance, the Abrams, before it even sees you. Bradley fighting vehicle, tank. All these Apache helicopter concepts really joined the military at the same time due to the need to be able to struggle against overwhelming odds and prevail. Havrilyuk, in a Ukrainian woodland about 15 kilometers from the Far East front line. He was a civilian in the east of the nation until he enrolled in the program last year. Also received some instructions straight from the U.S. military. Informed them he traveled to Germany. It resembled a month-long intensive. He said that he trained every day from 5 a.m. until about 10 p.m. and he is now the "How do you feel, Bradleys?" commander. How do the Russians see the Bradleys? When we take a radio recording, this girl is on. He seemed to be Bradley, in my opinion. Began to flee. You hear their radios that let them know you are approaching Bradley, and they flee. Okay. Infantry do employ a lot of artillery, drones, and opposition against us, but infantry retreats, making them vulnerable. For me, changes are positive. That is, not anything a Ukrainian ever said, that they would surrender to any pressure. But, from what I've heard, according to Ukrainians, if they don't get U.S. armaments, this conflict will last for a long time, much deeper, and signify a lot more Ukrainians were slain. If you love the video, please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe to the channel.